Hello everyone, today we're going to be discussing QD, quaddrive, the history of it. Credit to zankye for these images. So, yeah, quaddrive, they have been doing trashy stuff, not really trashy stuff, but this was kind of like a different system where they did where you have to customize your drivers or anything. Like, they did something different for the drivers. They did something really trashy for the layers. And they did cool discs, though. So we're going to move on to the next pick. So this is what they decided to do. They decided to do 4-in-1 system. Where you see the left side is where where it's like normal. And then if you take off, it's just a random tip. Random driver. Random driver. They decided to do that. They decided to do that. And I mean it, for sure. They're just doing it to get a casual audience so they can just grow money and all that. But here's what they did. They did the 4-in-1. Okay, here's the thing. The 4 modes were Apex mode, Apex Plus mode, Core mode, and Core Plus mode. Those were like the modes for them. Literally, they're just like low and high mode stuff, but the gravity rings were just plastic things that they were like doing and stuff like that. But the cool part is they did a string launcher. They did their own string launcher, which is kind of cool. But they have been, the QD disc, quaddrive discs, look similar to the DB discs on what we've gotten. Example, for Dynamite Battle, over what's the heaviest disc and the best disc for competitive combos. Same to Nexus Plus S. They were not doing the gears. If they did an L gear, it would be plastic. Everything else would be plastic. And now this is where it gets to mostly the worst. They just mess up the designs. They put holes inside their products. Even like they did the Fafnir. They did plastic. They only did rubber to Mirage Fafnir. That's what they only did. And I mean it. They only did it just so it just easy to burst and all that. And so it does, and it doesn't have shock absorption. It doesn't spin steel that much, but sometimes in my battles they just spin steel. People have been tested out the spin steels for advanced Fafnir. Like the Takara Tomy one had rubber and was squishable, but this one was not squishable and didn't have rubber. But then they decided to do 2-packs, which is where there were Hasbro exclusives, which is cool. But all this Hasbro stuff has been draining down. But the best W was they made it easier to get the Red Saber Valkyrie. And then the most disappointing part that was kind of disappointed. I loved the stadium. I had the stadium. They removed Phoenix's armor gimmick. And I truly mean it. They just kept it on. And then here's what we get to the real part. Surprising. They removed dual spin. So that means Spryzen cannot spin right and left. They can only switch left spin. They can only do left spin. It doesn't make sense. I've already showed off Prominence Phoenix and Devastate Bellfire. Devastate looks cool, I guess. But Phoenix disappointed me. I still like the design. It looks still beautiful. They removed the armor gimmick, which kind of sad. We don't get to see it. And now, Glory Ragnar. I've talked about this in, another video. Here's the difference between Greatest Raphael and Glory Ragnar. Why was Glory Ragnar red? It was garbage Ragnar. It was garbage Ragnar. Whatever. And now, we move on to the final part. Ultimate Evo Valtryek. No rubber. They gave it incorrect parts. They didn't make their own legacy disc. They gave it Karma. This sucks. I do not accept this one. I like the blue and red, but I don't